All right, Elton, this deep dive is specifically for you. You asked for a rundown on the research, the real data on foods that act like internal armor for your eyes, specifically for macular degeneration.
And we have the studies right here, but before we jump in, we have to do the big important disclaimer.
The most important part.
We are not doctors, we're analysts, we look at nutritional papers.
So if you are noticing any vision changes at all, please go see a specialist. Don't rely on us.
Right, we're here to talk about the science, and the science is actually fascinating.
It is. I always just thought, eat your carrots. But the real heavy hitter, according to these notes, is something called the leafy green foundation.
It really is. We're talking about two nutrients in particular, lutein and zeaxanthin.
Okay.
And you should think of these less like regular nutrients and more like internal sunglasses. They actually build up in your macula and filter out damaging blue light before it can hurt the sensitive parts of your eye.
So it's a physical shield. And the data says kale is king here.
Yep. Highest concentration of lutein you can find.
But I have to say, raw kale can be. It can be like chewing on leather.
It can be, I know. But there's a really easy fix for that. The research points to baby kale. It has the same amazing nutrient profile, but it's so much softer, much easier to put in a salad.
Good to know. And what about spinach? I see that highlighted here too.
Spinach is all about efficiency. So while kale has more of the raw stuff, your body has a much easier time absorbing the nutrients from spinach.
High bioavailability.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially if it's lightly cooked.
So we have greens acting as a light filter. But what about active repair? I'm looking at goji berries, which can feel a little trendy. Is there real science?
Oh, there is. Goji berries are probably the best vegan source of zeaxanthin. But the secret is the form it comes in. It's called dipalmitate.
Dipalmitate. That sounds like a chemical.
It does, but it's just a natural ester. Think of it like a special delivery vehicle. It helps your system absorb the zeaxanthin way more efficiently. Yeah, there was one study with healthy adults, and just 28 grams a day for 90 days significantly increased that protective pigment in their eyes.
That's a lot easier than eating a pound of carrots. Now, what about blueberries? Is that doing the same thing?
No, a totally different mechanism. Blueberries are packed with something called anthocyanins.
And those aren't filters?
Nope, they're barrier support. They help strengthen the tiny blood vessels in the retina. There was this huge study, over 35,000 women.
I saw that stat, a 28% lower risk of developing AMD.
Exactly. And that was just from eating one serving or more per week. It's an incredible payoff for a tiny dietary change.
Okay, so we've got filters from greens, barrier support from berries, but this next section is called secret weapons. I'm intrigued. Saffron.
Yes, saffron. And you probably can't just raid your spice rack to get the benefit.
That was my next question.
It acts as a neuroprotectant. It's got compounds like crocin and quercetin. And here's the wild part. We're not just talking about slowing damage. Clinical trials suggest that 20 milligrams a day help some patients actually improve their vision.
Improve. As in, they could read more lines on an eye chart.
2 more lines.
Wow. 2 lines is significant. So what are people looking for then?
You'd want to look for full-spectrum saffron capsules. That ensures you're getting the whole ground stigmas concentrated enough to work.
Got it. Okay, and the last one, omega-3s. We usually talk about fish oil, but you've highlighted algae. Why is that?
It's all about going to the source. Your retina is incredibly rich in DHA. It's the fat that literally builds the structure of your light receptor cells.
Right.
But fish don't make DHA. They get it from eating algae.
Oh, so you're just cutting out the middle fish.
You're cutting out the middleman.
Yeah.
It's a cleaner, plant-based way to get that specific fat right where it needs to go.
So, Elton, if we zoom out here, we have the greens filtering light,
The berries reinforcing the physical barrier.
saffron protecting the nerves, and algae rebuilding the structure.
And that combination is everything. The research really suggests that while one of these is great for prevention, if you're in the early stages of AMD, combining 4 or 5 of them creates this powerful synergistic effect.
You're attacking the problem from every possible angle.
Exactly.
It's just wild to me that your diet can change the physical makeup of your eye.
It changes your actual capabilities. And here's a final thought to leave you with. Building up that macular pigment, that internal sunglass layer, does more than protect your health. it cuts glare, and it increases contrast.
So you literally see better.
You see farther. Someone calculated that on a perfectly clear day, standing on a mountain, a person with high macular pigment can physically see ridges up to 27 miles farther away than someone without it.
27 miles. That's a superpower.
It really is. Your diet doesn't just keep you healthy, it can literally change your view of the world.